Okay, we're going to set up Bluetooth headphones for Bluetooth plus external speaker output from the TV. We've got our Sony Smart TV controller and our Denon AVR controller and a pair of Bluetooth headphones that we're going to pair to the receiver. The first thing that we're going to do is to make sure that we can see the on-screen display from the receiver. For that, I'm going to take the TV remote. You'll notice that right now the TV is outputting from its own smart OS, a smart TV OS, which in this case is a Google TV. And in that case, the Denon can't output an overlay over the TV because the TV is rendering straight to the screen. And so in order to have the Denon's output displayed on the TV, we first have to make sure that the TV is receiving its input from the receiver, from one of the inputs. Could be any of the inputs connected to the receiver, but we want to make sure that, for the TV at least, we select an input that is the receiver. So that input for this TV is HDMI 3, which is marked with eARC/ARC. There's a good chance that the ARC input is the one you're using for your receiver, unless you're using a different audio connection to the receiver. ARC is probably the easiest way to get sound from your smart TV into your receiver, so it's a good bet that you've got that set up as the input. Now that we're on the eARC/ARC, we'll see the Denon on-screen display boot up. From there, I will go to options. Oh, sorry. There's two different ways to get to the Bluetooth setup. Options will take you there, but the better way, and the way we're going to have to use for this first setup, because this is an unpaired headset, is I'm going to push the setup button. Here on the setup menu, I will go down to the general settings. I pushed the button one too many times. Back. I will go to the general settings and look for Bluetooth transmitter. Right now it looks like the Bluetooth transmitter is unavailable. If that happens, that means that somehow we have a Bluetooth source set up somewhere. I mean, the easiest thing to do at that point is to make sure we change the input on the receiver. I think this should do it. If we change the input to direct TV input, from direct TV input to something like cable satellite, whether or not you actually have an input selected for that. That should clear that up. So now if we go to settings, general, now Bluetooth transmitter will be available. So somehow we had Bluetooth set up as the input to the receiver. So now Bluetooth transmitter is available because we're not using Bluetooth as an input anymore. We see the settings here. We want to make sure that transmitter is on. Output mode matches what we want. In this case, we want Bluetooth plus speakers because we're setting this up so someone can listen to the audio at a higher volume through Bluetooth headphones, while everyone else in the room can enjoy the audio at their preferred level. And to pair the new device, we're going to go to device list. We'll see here that we have some devices that have already been paired. And we're going to scan, because this is, again, is a new device. We've never paired it before. I'm going to push the scan button. Now on the headphones, I'm going to make sure that they're on and in pairing mode. Usually that means holding down a button. So I'm going to assume that I can figure this out. Power on. They should be charged. I charged them last night. Okay, now they're on. And often pairing mode is represented by a flashing light of some kind. So these should be in pairing mode now. I'm gonna hit scan one more time on the Denon. Okay, and now we see a new device on here, this RLX 100. And it says not paired. I'm gonna click on that device. It says it's connecting, and now it's connected. Okay, so now just remains to check that this actually worked. For that, I am going to go to Netflix. We should hear the Netflix sound through the TV speakers. Ba-boom. Okay, I heard it. And now I'm going to go in, and for this part, I will be turning the volume on the TV down so that YouTube doesn't recognize the content and remove this video. I'm going to select a video. I'm selecting Young Sheldon just because it's on the first screen, and I'm going to hold the headphones up to my ear, and I have verified that the sound is coming out through the RLX headphones. And I'm verifying I can change the volume on the headphones. They have a volume up and down. That's volume down. Volume up is on the top of this square control here. I don't think pause or play will work. I don't think the next and previous will work, because again, we're just controlling, we're just connected to the AVR, not to the TV input source. So if we're playing something from the smart TV, for sure, those commands are almost certainly not going to be conveyed from the device to the AVR to the TV. So that is one way to set these up. Let's say though, now, let's go back to back. We're going to go home on the smart TV. Okay, now we're back at the smart TV home, and I'm going to again go to the Denon AVR input, the HDMI 3 eARC on this TV. Back to this screen. I'm going to go to Setup, General. A Bluetooth transmitter is on, like we said before. I'm going to change the input to something that I know is not Bluetooth. Setup, General. Okay, now Bluetooth transmitter is available again. I'm going to go into the Bluetooth transmitter, and I am going to look at the device list again. I'm going to select the RLX 100. It shows it's connected. So it's still connected. If I want to disconnect it, I can now use a different menu, the option menu. Okay, I'll exit out of the setup menu, and I'll push the option button. And here you'll see I have a Bluetooth transmitter option. So I can click enter here, and it shows the output mode, and it shows the connected device. And so assuming I want to disconnect that device now, I can go down here to the disconnect option, disconnected. So let's say, and now the Denon realizes it's homeless, it's disconnected from everything, it's blinking. Let's say I come back later and I want to reconnect this device. Do I have to go back to the setting menu and go through the general settings, the device list, select the thing, pair the thing? Usually I should not need to do that. Turn the headphones on, get them in a mode where they're looking to connect to something. Go back to the option menu, much smaller menu than the settings menu. Option. Go to Bluetooth transmitter. If you don't see it available, again, push the cable satellite button, or one of these other inputs, just to make sure that you're not using a Bluetooth input. And then I can just, once I have that up, Bluetooth transmitter, and then I could just go to this reconnect button. If it's a device that's been connected before, if it was the previous device, if we're changing devices, we'll have to go back to the setup menu. But if you're connecting to the same device that you were connected to on your previous listening experience, then the options menu will be a much faster path. And the options menu, by the way, is also available if we are back at the home screen. The options menu, you don't actually have to change the input and go through all that stuff to see the Denon AVR on-screen display, because there's a display right here on the AVR, which I can get at. Again, I'm going to hit the option button, and I see channel level selected. I just hit down, down, down till I get to Bluetooth transmit. I hit the enter button. I see the mode displayed. I hit down again. I can disconnect from here. So I go back. I hit the option menu again. Channel level down, down, down to Bluetooth transmit. Enter. I see Bluetooth plus speaker mode. I go down, reconnect. So without having to interact with the on-screen display at all, I can with just a click of option, a couple downs, enter for Bluetooth transmit, a couple downs, one down maybe, enter for reconnect, and I can reconnect without having to fiddle with the on-screen display at all. And that is how to connect and reconnect to a Denon AVR receiver that has Bluetooth, outputting audio through the audio system speakers and through Bluetooth headphones at the same time. Again, for anybody that's hard of hearing, so that they can enjoy listening at a volume that's appropriate for them, while others don't have to hear loud blaring TV.